In a racist society, it is not enough to be non-racist. We must be anti-racist. I am reminded of these words of US author Angela Davis, and the reason I quoted her is because I was, frankly speaking, astonished at the sight of Nagaland BJP leader Temjen Imna Along dismissing racism against Northeast residents and instead calling it discrimination.
And I wouldn't call it racism because racism is found in places like, Great Britain or in America.
Yes, discrimination. I don't even know where to begin, but I will try my best, and you should watch the full interview for yourself when I talk about his statement. The moment you ask a politician what motivated you to become a politician, you know it is less an interview and more a public relations exercise. No wonder most people in the comments, especially those from Nagaland, saw through the facade and instead spammed with comments like, "Where is the scholarship money, sir?" And they want answers to that. But let us get back to the clip. The clip starts with Imna Along acknowledging that back in the 90s, yes, people in the mainland did not even know where Nagaland was or whether one needed a visa to visit the state. Things have changed, but not that much. Still, people ask this visa question a lot, and many of us who are on the ground realize this. Then he says that things have changed now, and of course, he says that in Hindi, because part of Temjen Imna Along's appeal has been flawless Hindi. And credit goes where it is due. He does speak excellent Hindi. वो अच्छा हिंदी बोल लेते हैं.
आप लोग मत चौक जाना जब मैं ये सब बात कहें. संयम अगर लंबा रहा तो लंबा चलेगा. ये हमारे सिग्नल है किन लोगों के साथ बैठना चाहिए, किन लोगों के साथ नहीं बैठना चाहिए.
Imna Along then pivots to saying that it is a thing of the past and that we, the Northeasterners, face now is discrimination and not racism. Now that racism is witnessed in Great Britain and America, but, and I cannot make this up, even the channel that interviewed him decided to use the most cliched images of Nagaland when he talks about where he comes from.
Our people are small in number and also we are unable to give the narrative here.
Now this itself for me is racist. For mainlanders, it is almost as if we, the Northeasterners, do nothing but dance in traditional attire. You will never see the cities of our region in these depictions. You will never see colleges, universities, and you will not see us doing regular things. It is almost always people dancing in traditional attire. But let's not diverse and get back to what Imna Along said. Temjen Imna Along is the quintessential good Northeasterner for mainlanders who agree with him that there is no racism against people from the Northeast. He speaks good Hindi, cracks plenty of jokes, says things like, no one can say if I'm sleeping or awake when talking about his eyes, and so on and so forth. And they lap it up, they love it. Once again, please tell me, is that what being from our region has been reduced to? That's my question. Temjen Imna Along is a rich politician with money, muscle and power on his side. It's a privilege that a select few from our region enjoy. And it is sad to see that such people believe their experiences are what shape a region's narrative. Sir, it is not discrimination when Northeastern residents are called Momo and Chow Mein and spat at during COVID because they look like Chinese. It is not discrimination when women from the Northeast are assumed to be sex workers. What happened to Nido Tania was not discrimination. And I visited it home and I visited his grave to see that. When 13 poor men from Oting village were shot down despite being innocent was not discrimination. Don't take it lightly. In fact, you, sir, called it a genocide. I hope you remember that. I'm sorry, but when was the last time Rajasthanis or Maharashtrians or Tamilians or Malayalis or Biharis were shot dead simply because of who they are, what they look like? How can you say something as absurd as discrimination when 13 people are shot dead and absolutely no one can provide justice to the victims? Is it discrimination that even before Manipur descended into chaos, there were over 1,500 people who had been shot dead in the name of encounters? Is it discrimination that when Mizoram was inundated with refugees following the Myanmar coup, the center did not issue a rupee to help the state? Is it discrimination when Nagas are told to shut up and accept the end of FMR even though they've made it clear they do not want it? Some of you might remember how in May and June, the entire force of mainland media descended on Meghalaya after a tourist was found murdered. From calling Sora a crime-prone region to vilifying all of Meghalaya because of a tourist who had died there, the mainland media truly lived up to its name. Only then to find out that the man, Raja Raghuvanshi, had allegedly been murdered by his wife, Sonam Raghuvanshi, and a few other accomplices. Not one person from the state was involved in the murder, but that did not matter. At that time, I had written that racism is not just discrimination against someone based on their color or features. It is also the dismissal of their narratives. When locals pleaded innocence, it was met with cynicism rather than compassion. And I was proven right because in September, 3 children were killed within a month in Meghalaya again. And yet no one from mainland media came down, no analysis were done, no startling headlines, no 24-hour coverage, not even acknowledgement of the loss of these precious lives. Because once again, we were reminded that the murder of one tourist is more valuable than the murder of 3 precious children in a state, Meghalaya, in Northeast India. Now, this does not look like racism to you, sir? Does it not? The fact that our Prime Minister visited dozens of nations across the world before visiting Manipur devastated by conflict is not racism. The fact that Amit Shah chose to tweet about the Gandhinagar Premier League before tweeting about Manipur violence, is that not racism? So once again, please remember, you are a privileged leader representing the richest and the most powerful political party in the country. You do not go out to buy vegetables in the streets of Delhi where people call you names. You do not take crowded trains where people hold their noses in disgust when you open a tiffin with pork and akune in it. You do not travel back late from work, from hotels, from saloons, different places, and be heckled at night by people who are sitting in their cars and drinking. You do not live like a common person at all, whether Nagaland or Mumbai. Sure, you have the right to speak about your own experiences, but it would be great if you stopped presenting your experience as that of the region. Your privilege shields you from racism, and not everyone has that privilege. I hope you're listening.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.